Hello everyone, Hippie Magica here. Welcome to the channel of self-love, magic, and manifestation. It's been over 6 months, I think, or over 7 months since I recorded my last vlog of my life. And a lot of things have happened. So I just wanted to share some of the biggest things that have happened and just get back on my YouTube channel like before. I miss posting, I miss talking with all of you, I miss sharing my self-love journey. So in this vlog, I'm going to share one of my most recent trips. So I went back to the USA after 4 years and a half of being out of the United States. This is huge for me because I thought I would never go back. I thought I would never ever return. I'm like, I have no reason. There's nothing for me to go back to, pretty much. But obviously, I've been healing a lot, of what I lived in the US. And yeah, like there was this little thing that still like bothered me, right? Like this a tiny bit of discomfort, hate, non-forgiving, right? There's always something left. And I think this trip had to happen in order for me to like close the cycle, right? So like in these 4.5 years that I've been out of the USA, I've been in Europe, and in the last year and a half, I've been living in Mexico, which was my dream since a kid to live in Mexico. And I've never, ever, 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 ever been happier than when I decided to move to Mexico. Like like every day is a happy day. Every day is a good day. Even though when I don't feel good, or even though when it's a bad day, it's still a good day. It's still a happy day. I still have peace in my heart. I still have my love in my heart. I still feel good. I still feel like wow, like this is life. So I don't know if you guys know this, but I work for an architecture company for in Austin, Texas, remotely. Um, so we design houses, we do remodels, we do additions for residential projects. And I had never met my boss or my coworkers. And I started working with my boss through this job. Obviously, she hired me in 2021. So I had never met them in person. Like we've seen each other on Google Meets, like video chat for the past 3 years. So she wanted to meet me, and I don't know, I guess just integrate me officially to the team because I was the first employee in a way, or for first contractor. I'm working as a contractor. And so it happened last week. I went to the US. I went to Austin, Texas, and yeah, like it was magical because I was nervous, I was anxious, I didn't want to go, but I knew that I had to go. I knew that like something great was gonna wait for me. Like I knew something was going to help me heal the rest of the things that I couldn't heal in my heart, with US, with the racism, with Trump, with white people, with white privilege, with how toxic Americans are, how toxic US, like the Republicans, I guess. I think now that I've seen how Trump talks, I think how the Republicans gave this dirty image of Mexicans, so like this hate that I had towards USA, to Americans, to white people, like I healed at like the most I could, on my own. And then this trip back is like the test, right? The test if I could, if it worked, like if I'm okay being around the people that hurted me, right? And my race and people like me, like it's like you being with a, like let's say you didn't have a good relationship with your parents, right? Like let's say they hate you, they weren't there for you, they, I don't know, they just were the worst parents. And then as an adult, you go back And it's like, will you still feel your inner peace being with the people that were supposed to love you, that were supposed to take care of you, that were supposed to just be a home for you, right? Like, can you still feel the peace, or will you react, right? Will you, yeah, like just get it all out and fight and conflict and blame it everything on them? Like, which one will happen? And for me, fortunately, I had inner peace. I still felt good. I still feel worthy. I still felt complete and whole. And I was scared, because 20 years of being treated like I'm less than a white person, less than an American, this virus type of thinking. No, I felt my worth. I felt strong. As soon as I stepped in the airport, where like they check your passport and they ask you questions, why are you in the country? It's like I was so confident. I feel so good. I'm like, I don't even want to be here, but I'm happy. I trust the universe that whatever, I mean, I do want to be there for, to meet my coworkers and my boss, but I didn't want to be in the country with the people that think that they're the best people in the world. In reality, they're the most miserable, But anyway, it's like, I don't want to be here, but I'm so, like, nothing can take away my peace. No one can take away my happiness. No one can take away my worth. Like, it's like I'm solid, like I've seen the truth. I've been to other countries. Every country respects and loves Mexico. And the ones who don't, it's like they never traveled outside of their country. They think that colored people, or colored countries are dangerous, like Trump mindset. So it's like, and I've been to countries who like love and respect and appreciate, and they see country as like this beautiful place in the world, which it is. So it's like USA is wrong, and the rest of the world knows the truth, So I don't need USA's approval to know that I'm worthy. USA is just one country, and there's many countries who are smart, right? And they're better places to live, and the lifestyle is better, the mindset is better, the lifestyle is better. So it's like, why would I listen? It's like listening to Trump. It's like a kid that maybe its brain wasn't fully developed, or like something's missing. Like, why would I get offended by someone who's not thinking like an adult, right? So that was my mindset. I'm like, I'm so good. And the immigration person that checked my passport, like, he greeted me with such a great energy. Like, he just reflected my own energy. I'm like, hey, I gave him my passport, and I was just smiling at him. He's like, where are you from? But he was speaking to me in Spanish the whole time. ¿De dónde eres? And I'm like, from Mexico. And he's like, wow, I wanted to go visit where you live, but we couldn't do it because of some reasons. But like, that's where he and his family wanted to go. Like, he's like a police, an immigration police, speaking to me in Spanish, in my language, in the US. And I'm like, yeah, like, you should definitely go visit. It's beautiful. He's like, yeah, well, like, I don't know, like, we were more talking about my life than like, so why are you here? Like, he didn't even ask me why I came to the US. He said, well, have a good rest of your day. I'm like, thank you. So respected. So anyway, like, it was a beautiful start. I'm like, wow. And the people were so nice, and people were looking at me, and I just felt so like, this is just another part of the world. Like, I'm not entering into the US, this stupid status that Americans have. And if you get offended, then probably you shouldn't be watching my channel, because there's no better or worse, right? In the law of attraction, in the universe, everyone is and goes and lives where they belong, where they're a match to their frequency, right? So my parents brought me there. It was in my energy. We all are like our parents. We all are what our environment is, and we are our parents because we don't have a choice as kids. But I always knew I wasn't supposed to be in the US. I was always supposed to come back to Mexico. Like, since I was 10, since they took me out of Mexico, my dream was always to come back, because I was brainwashed I've already said this in another blog, so I'm not gonna repeat it, but I'm so grateful to myself that I didn't listen to others. I didn't listen to the trend, like it's a trend to go or live in the US. It's a trend to go live in Spain and Europe and Italy. It's a trend to live in these places where people are not happy, really. They're not happy. In Spain, people are not happy. I don't care what you say. I've lived there. Like, I don't care if you're a history professor, if you study this, living in the country, that's where the truth comes from. When you live in the place, not if you go visit. When you go visit, people treat you amazing because they know you're gonna leave, right? They treat you amazing. They're gonna get your money. You're gonna get your experience, right? But like when you live in a place, you get to see everything, the lights and the shadows, the good and the bad. So yeah, there's a lot of beautiful places and people are still not happy. I don't get it. But anyway, I went to the US. I was only there for like less than a week, but I got to see, it's gonna be shown in a video that I'm gonna present in this blog. I got to see the first project that I got to work on when I got hired in this company. And yeah, like projects take a really long time to like get built. So like it took like a year for the design, and then it took like 2 years to get built. And they were still finishing like some exterior work, like the patio, right? They were still not done after 2 years of buildings. And the owner, which was the contractor too, he was like working every day, day and night. So it's like it was also a huge house, but it was very magical to see something that I took part in, the design and the work and the development, in the documents, construction documents, to see it live. Like I felt like I was like in the 3D model that I built. Like I have been in other projects that I was part of, I guess, documenting or developing in the design, but like nothing special, like commercial buildings, retail, grocery store. Anyway, like really boring stuff that I feel every architecture student designer goes through to gain experience, unfortunately, but something that I love and enjoy, and seeing it in life and seeing how the clients love it and seeing how, it's a reflection of them is very, very fulfilling. And yeah, I mean, my trauma with USA and feeling inferior to them, I feel like it's not 100% healed, but it's definitely going there, it healed it like a 20% more. So maybe before I was at 60, right? But going there and just seeing the Americans again, uh seeing the division, the separation, the arrogance of the white people, not everyone, okay? I'm just talking about like, if you know who I'm talking about, right? Not all white people are like this. Not all Americans are like this, but the typical American. Where like, everything is so far, like the car is the most prominent thing, not the person. Anyway, like I did get triggers, but it's like, like I'm not my triggers. Like I have my peace. This is not me. I'm gonna leave soon. I'm happy I don't live here, and I'm happy I have my amazing home, magical home, and that I'm not like, how do you say, manipulated by social media. It's like, oh, this is the best country in the world, and then they treat you like crap. No, I know, I know where I'm supposed to go, and even if no one believes in me, who cares? I'm happy. I'm truly happy. I don't appear to be happy. I am truly happy. So yeah, I feel like maybe I was at 60% of being healed, of like so much trauma, so much repression, depression, low energies, low self-worth, mistreated, like being socially repressed by the Americans. I feel like I healed it 60% on my own, these 4 years and a half, and then going there for almost a week and then coming back, I feel like I healed it like at least 20% more. So I feel like I'm 80% healed. Like I I don't even hate Trump. I know it sounds weird, but I don't even hate him. I don't even hate the people that now, right, that like vote, that look, that feel, that talk like Trump. It's like I don't even hate them. It's like it's just another player. They're just another person in the matrix, in the game, and it's interesting. I mean, there is obviously I have the 20% right still that like I get like a feeling in my stomach when I see their face, right? An unempathetic face, uncompassionate energy tone, but it's huge for me as a Latina, as a brown woman. It's like I almost don't feel it, right? It's there because I'm very sensitive to it, but like, wow, it's. I just wanted to share this journey because I know there's a lot of people who are like me, and yeah, I just want to inspire you that it's not you. And it's not them either, right? Like you really have to. I mean, obviously for me, I got out of the country, but I have clients who are in the country and they are progressing on their self-worth. They are progressing on their lifestyle. They are progressing on their dreams being in the US, right? It's very, very hard because the energy of the environment is very hassle, is very cap capitalist, is very economy based, is very money based, is very time based, right? Versus the rest of the world is like family first, lifestyle, money is last, time is a little bit more important than money actually, but money is the last thing in people's minds. It's like, yeah, we're gonna work, but like money is not more important than our health, than our kids, than our family, than our lifestyle, than people, right? So, but it is possible, now that I have a lot more experience and after I went to the US and then back, because I feel like I went still with like some fear, like am I gonna go back to feelings like so unworthy, so unvaluable? Like that was my fear. Like, well, I feel this pain again after I worked so long to heal it and to feel good and complete and strong, and it's just like a normal human being. So that was my fear, but I didn't feel it. I felt amazing. It did lower my frequency. Like when I came back, like my frequency was lower. Like I did feel like um a little bit of anger, of injustice, because I can and I did see Hispanics being repressed, like they couldn't speak Spanish. They couldn't behave like Hispanics, right? And that hurt, that hurt me to see it. That hurt me to watch it. It hurt me that I couldn't freely speak Spanish in front of white people because they're gonna judge me. I didn't like that. But I feel like that only happens in the US. In Europe, being around white people, they just think that, wow, you know more than one language, you're smart, right? But in the US, you are an outcast if you speak other than English, right? Maybe if you speak French and German, maybe they're like, oh wow, okay, it's a white um language, right? So maybe, but like, yeah, I just think it's a gross shadow, the one of the grossest shadow of that country. But yeah, that was the only thing. Like I did absorb the energy because like I'm very sensitive, so I absorb what's around me, and obviously USA is not in the highest frequency. So I did come back like kind of sad and low, and like compared to how I left, I came back sad and low and like heavy and like a little empty, like I felt empty, and it's because the country feels empty, really. And after being here for a few days now, it's like, okay, I'm like almost as complete as when I left, right? Yeah, I don't want to go back again unless the universe has a surprise for me. And there are a lot of things that I do like about the US, like I love the customer service. I love Yeah, the nature, the geography. I love the vibe of some California aspects. Obviously, not what's happening in Hollywood, but like just I don't know. There's something special about California for me. I don't know what it is. Like I love the lifestyle, the hippiness, the vibes, the slowness. Even though they're rushing still, like there's this, I don't know, really cool energy. And I love Alaska. I think that was my favorite state of the US, the energy, the people. Like it was, for me, it wasn't the US at all. Like it was another country, but in territory of the US. But it was like very pure, very clean, very soft energy of the people of the place. Mm. But yeah, I'm glad that I went to the US, and now I have a new perspective of Americans, like because 4 years, 4.5 years ago, I left, but with a very hateful image of Americans, because of the 20 years that I had lived with, seeing how my parents were treated, seeing how my family was treated, seeing how I feel like it hurted me more seeing how my friends, family, parents were treated than how I was treated. I feel like they had it worse than me, and that, it's like it hurts more to see your loved ones getting hurt. So I live with that image. And now that I went there and back, I have a better image. My heart is lighter. I have very, very a small amount of um, hate and resentment and heaviness and fear. It's like they're in their own world. It doesn't affect me what they think, what they believe. It does to an extent because we're all energy. It's like a smell. Like you can't say, oh, it doesn't affect me if there's a skunk. No, you're gonna still smell, right? Their smell if they spray. But yeah, you can um have some mechanisms to maybe not get sprayed or wear a certain type of clothing to like not get it on your skin, right? So there are ways, but it's better to just not be in the environment, go to a place that has good energy in the US, around the world, in your home. And obviously the way I got out of the US was to do what I'm teaching, what I'm practicing, which is self-love, which is energy, which is healing. Like I started doing that for 1 year, and that's how like I'm like, I don't belong here. I don't want to be here. I want to be somewhere else, right? So that was my dream. My dream was to travel the world. My dream was to live in Mexico. Like my dream was Mexico is my home, and I'm free to do whatever I want, to travel. So you can get out of this matrix of feeling inferior to this strong collective in the US. Sorry that I'm talking so much about the US, but this is what's happening in my world. I spent most of my life in the US, so it still kind of affects me what goes on there because I was born there too, and I do believe in astrology and the planets and that. Yeah, everything is connected. I don't believe that we are, it's them and us. We're all connected. There's nothing separate from us. And now I see, like I said, like the Republicans, like that ignore the women's rights, that put God first, even though they're killing a bunch of people in Gaza. They don't want to kill a they don't want to abort a woman who's been raped because for God, under God, all kids are the same, but they are killing people in Gaza. They are killing babies in Gaza, right? So it's like this very perverted, distorted manipulation of the Bible for power, for manipulation, for fear, right? So I don't feel disgusted by it anymore. I don't feel this heaviness in my heart. It's like it's like the world, like these hurricanes that happened in Florida and even the south of Mexico. It cleaned the air. of Mexico City, which had a ton of polluted air, like a fog of polluted air. And with this hurricane, it disappeared. So I know that something is gonna happen that's going to also clear these people's low frequencies, shadows. I mean, they have to come to the surface. So I'm happy that Trump is talking the way he's talking, because I've always felt that I've been treated in that way in the US. No one talked to me like he did, but I felt that energy, and I'm happy that he's saying it because it's coming to the surface. It's not being hidden. I'm not crazy. I wasn't crazy, you know? I was treated that way energetically, socially. So I'm happy that it's coming out and it's not new and it's not a surprise. And I think only good things will happen. Maybe it's gonna take 1 year, 2 years, but just like the earth has its way of balancing itself, right? Like with the hurricanes, it seems like it's a disaster, but in reality, it's balancing the world, it's balancing the temperature, it's balancing the air, is cleaning the air, is changing up the ocean, spreading the seeds. So balance, population will balance itself out. That's what I'm trying to say. And that's my new perspective. I saw it before like this logically, but I didn't feel it. You know, I was so angry when I thought of the US, but now like I do see it this way, and I include the US and I include Trump and I include all these people and the wars. It's like, you know, everything is balancing out, and the shadow cannot exist without the light, and the light will always cast a shadow, you know? So yes. And another thing, on another note, so what have I been doing this entire year in Mexico? So this year I dedicated it to learning a new sport among or on the side, because I'm already practicing a lot of sports, but I added a new one. And I reduced one. I let go of one, but like the one that I it was my priority, and it still kind of is, and I think it's gonna be for the rest of the year. So I've been practicing swimming in the ocean for the last, yeah, pretty much the entire year. Because that was one of my biggest fears, was literally the ocean, like drowning. And I stopped surfing since I got to Mexico. I mean, I kept surfing, but it was always less and less and less. Before it was like maybe once every 2 weeks, then once every 3 weeks, and maybe once a month, and once every 2 months, and once every three. And it was like, because I was terrified, like the ocean, the beaches of Mexico, of where I live, they're not the same as the beaches in Spain, where I learned how to surf, or where I started to surf. It's like completely different. The waves here are like 10 times bigger, 10 times stronger, 10 times intimidating. So yeah, like I just had a ton of fear. So this year, my goal was to learn how to swim. Like if my fear is drowning, I'm gonna learn how to swim. And yeah, now I feel like I'm confident. I'm still scared, but I'm confident that I can get myself out if there's like a big wave, right? Or if there's a lot of current, I'm confident that I can get myself out. I know I can keep myself calm. I know what to do. But obviously there's still fear. There's still, something in my stomach. So, and I know it's going to take a while. So, um, but yeah, swimming has been my lifestyle this year. So I've been a mermaid, basically. And I'm gonna do my first swimming competition in the ocean in November, late November. So I haven't decided the distance. There's a really, really short distance, and then there's like the medium distance and long distance. So I haven't decided which one, but I'm going to do it, just to challenge myself, to yeah, to challenge myself to swim with other people, because it's different swimming alone than swimming with like 30 people around you, right? So it's a challenge. And yeah, and I love competitions. I love sports competitions. I'm also playing soccer. I'm playing in a league. I'm getting better. I'm doing amazing. I love my team. Yeah, and surfing now I'm slowly getting back to surfing now that like I'm very confident when the waves are like medium size, right? I'm confident that like if something were to happen, if I surf, like maybe the little rope breaks that's tied to my ankle, or someone crashes into me, or like I don't know, something happens that like no one can help me get out. I know I can get myself out, right? In these beaches, right? I'm still like a baby. I feel like it's like walking. Swimming is like walking. Like I feel like I'm gonna have to, and I'm gonna do it for a very long time because I love the ocean. Like for me, ocean is life. And why not swim in it? Why just look at it? Why just take pictures of it? Why not be, and it's so freeing. I feel like I'm in another world when I swim. It's so healing and so fun. Okay, guys, well, this was the update, my blog number 12. Let me know what you liked. Um, Let me know what other videos you want me to start doing. Yeah, I'm currently doing, I don't know if you know what I offer, but I offer human design sessions, I offer healing sessions, I offer tarot readings. I'm amazing at all of them. I can say it with confidence because I've been doing it for, I would say, 4 years. And I've been practicing what I teach for at least 5 years. And it has gotten me where I am now. And yeah, um, I know the world needs true clarity, true guidance on themselves, like on themselves, not on life. Like, I don't know what you want, but like, if you don't know who you are, how are you going to choose what's best for you? So that's where I come in. That's why I call myself a self-love guide, self-love coach, because I help people get connected to themselves, to your true desires, to your true happiness. So it's in the description below if you're interested in a session. And yeah, I'm gonna be posting more often. Please let me know what you want to see from me. But yes, well, have a beautiful rest of the week, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.